Join in here 1 second. Do 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 do. All right, awesome. Good. All right, well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. All right, awesome. What a day! Whoa, we got a little bit of reverb here. 1 second. I'll get that fixed here. All right, well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. All right, got that fixed up there. Okay, good. So good. So today we're going to be continuing our series on what happened with. And so today we're going to say what? We're going to go over what happened with Bank of America today. I don't know. We'll take a look. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, so what we're going to do is what we always do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off with the market here today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening and what we might expect going into tomorrow morning. And then we're going to take a look at the topic, and then we'll go through questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX up 3 points, not a really big move today, but still green, back green again on the monthly chart, right? So remember, our big concern here on the monthly chart is this, right? So before the Corona crash, we had an upper shadow here off of the upper Bollinger Band on the monthly. Then the next month, right, we pushed above it. It looked like everything is awesome. And then it reversed, and we had a big down move. Now, we got another red candle here. This one was an inside month, and we ended up pushing above that and kept going. So now we've got another upper shadow off the upper Bollinger Band. And are we doing the same thing we did before the Corona crash? I don't know. We'll see. Weekly chart, right? Last week we had a bearish engulfing candle. This week we're inside that range. So we really need to push to all-time highs pretty soon for this to kind of invalidate that candle and continue the move up. But for good news is we've got a pretty good wave count right here. The recent move up, right? The Corona crash move up. We had this big ABC correction, impulsive wave 1 up, short wave 2, right? Wave 3. Here's our wave 4, and it looks like we're in a wave 5 up. So a couple things that could happen. Today was a pause day. It might be the first of just a pause of a larger move up. Very possible right there. Or we could be looking at a potential retrace here off of the wave 4 down. Right, so just a little bit of caution right here. So we'll see if it pulls back to the 80 The 382 is about at the gap fill right here. So if it wants to hold it, the longer this gap holds, right, the more bullish it could be. And we'll see how that goes, right? Of course, we could pull back to the 618. That could get the bears really super duper excited. If that is the case, that could be a wave 2 pullback. And if it comes like, in a couple days, that might match up with the 50-day moving average. Might get a good bounce off of that and really get an impulsive wave 3 up for a larger wave 5 move. So we're definitely tracking this going into this week and into next week. See how that holds and where we end up. So let's take a look at the intraday price action here on the SPX. So interesting moves. We got a nice quick short opportunity here off of the open, right? We cleared a couple levels for a quick down move, right? And then they bought the dip, and it was kind of a slow grinder up here over the 80 MA, but it still was, generally hanging in there. Then we got below it, right, and got back down to the 15 or below. But let's take a look at the futures. These are the levels that we provided in the morning in the bubble report. So we provide these levels are provided, and our lead access members actually I give them the actual chart itself. So all you got to do is load it so you can get our signal zones and our key futures levels that we like to trade against. So you can see how important they are. Single prints, we've talked about that in our market profile series, right? So that's a good area of potential support right at the bottom of the signal zone before it started to work its way up. And we also got a nice breakdown here this morning. This candle alone, 16 points. Beautiful down move right there. And then a quick drop right here off of the inside 15, right, to get to the 15 or below before they rallied it up. So going into tonight, looking a little bit choppy, right? So let's just see what they have in store going into tomorrow. We got job numbers coming out tomorrow on Thursday, so that's usually a big deal. Sometimes affects the market, affects things pre-market. So we'll see how it goes. We're kind of triangulating right here. We got a couple geometric lines. Let's see how we go through the evening. We're up 7 points right now. A break above this, right, could start to get things going if the pajama traders want to take it there. So good stuff. So today we're going to be continuing our series on what happened with. And today we're going to be talking about Bank of America. Why? Well, this one thing I want to point out today is the importance of sector strength, right? So what we saw today was some rotation out of tech, right? So if you look at the Nasdaq, there was some general weakness on it today. You can see a little bit different than this is these are the Nasdaq futures. Some general weakness on it compared to the ES, right? So this one really didn't stay over the 80 MA very long. It didn't trend up very much at all today, right? So this alone, we saw a lot of H cell patterns today, right? So we saw this, right? We had this down move right here. We had a lot of 618 retraces, and we got that H pattern that gave us a nice move, right? That helped us find some good short opportunities in names like Apple. Amazon was really weak after earnings, right? So a couple nice down moves here. However, one of the things that we do like to look at is the XLF, right? We like to see what the financials are doing. We like to see what the banks are doing. And what we saw is that we had some relative strength on it here today. When the market was going down, when the NASDAQ was going down, right, you can see that the XLF was going up, right? So this gives us confidence that the entire market is not going to flush, right? And so when that's the case, when we see relative strength in a sector, we like to kind of dig into it and see, its constituent names to see if they're going to be have any setups or have any powerful moves. So one of the ones that we pointed out today in the group, we pointed out Bank of America, we pointed out JP Morgan today. But Bank of America was one of my favorites because it really did give a pretty decent move here today. And I like the impulsive strength at the open, right? And this is one of my favorite setups right here, is when things just kind of go sideways for a little bit to the ADMA on lower volume and then start to get going. So what Bank of America gave us today was an ascending triangle right at this area right here. So we had this and this, right? So once we started to see volume start to poke above these levels, right, that was our indication that it was a good opportunity to potentially get long, right? And so that ended up really giving a nice move on this one. Now, Bank of America is not the biggest momentum name in the world, but you can still make money off of it, right? I mean, there's a lot of options that are traded on it, and I like to say that making 10 cents on options on Bank of America is a good trade. And Bank of America today ended up giving a really phenomenal move, breaking out of these areas, right? So let me show you the options on this one here today. Bank of America was 21.0205 calls, and the 31 calls were pretty hot. We were looking at the 31 calls, right? So let's take a look at right here. So you can see the options themselves really, really nice, right? So we ended up getting in here around like 55 cents on that breakout of that ascending triangle. And from 55 cents all the way up to 80 cents, 81 cents on that one. That was a huge move for Bank of America, right? So it was almost 30 cents. That was 3 times normally what you'd expect to get out of Bank of America. And it really, really did give a nice, powerful push here today on that. So, I mean, really, you're looking at almost like a 50% trade on that, just on something simple, something very, very good spreads, very easy to trade, right? When all the craziness is going on with volatility, with names like GameStop and things like that, you can still find a nice trade in something like Bank of America, just by using the fact that it had some tailwinds with the sector itself, right? So the XLF just showing some general relative strength today, and then looking for setups. So really, really nice stuff there. There's another one too that we pointed out as well. JP Morgan. Not as big of a move, a little bit spreadier than a Bank of America, but still, it gave a nice triangle breakout right here. It didn't have an ascending triangle, but had a regular triangle breakout, and that gave a nice little push here too, with some increasing volume as it broke out of that geometric level. So some nice stuff there. So again, like I said, when things are looking rough, right, and you see like that the typical names that we like to trade, and if you like to trade tech names because they're high beta tech, really can give some amazing moves, and they did give some short opportunities right here. So that's exactly the same thing, right? When you see that the market is weak or the sector is weak, right? That's where you look for short setups on your tech names and things like that. So anyway, I wanted to kind of hammer that home today about sector strength and weakness, and hopefully you guys found that helpful. And at this point now, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can. And we'll try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. So Shirley sent a few in via email here. So Shirley, thanks again. I hope you're doing great. Let's take a look. So Boeing, yeah, this is another good one here today too. So again, Boeing had some relative strength at the open today. Gave a nice pop intraday. We've been stalking this Elliott wave count. If you guys saw on Twitter, I'm like, well, I guess that calls it right there. I was looking for the symmetrical move down, and the symmetrical move from the initial zigzag down, right, brought us down to the 50% retrace. I thought there was a possibility we'd come back and test the 618, but now it really looks like, based on the volume and the way it's moving, that it's trying to work on a fresh impulsive wave up. So let's continue to keep an eye on Boeing right here and see if it can work. So I like the close over the ADMA on that one. Nice find there. Let's take a look at Billy. So Billy, this is a wild name right here. This thing can go all over the place, but 2 consecutive hammers looks like it's hanging in there. So again, I like it over the ADMA on that one. Let's take a look at Farfetch. So let's see how that did here today. Yeah, nice candle on this one here, guys. So we were stalking this megaphone. great increased volume on Farfetch. Yeah, so let's see if we can get some follow through, breakout over today's highs. Nice find on that one too. Pins, this was almost our trade of the week this week. We've been talking about it. It was tough because it was high premiums on such a cheap name, but what a nice run here coming into earnings. So it's got earnings coming up tomorrow after the close. So definitely want to keep an eye on right there. Be careful trading into earnings, but a great run on that one here. And now let's take a look at skills. What skills to pay the bills? So skills with a nice bull flag breakout right here. This thing's been getting really, really clunky, right? So this is a recent ad from ARK Invest, and they gave a nice push here inside day up, and we got some good follow through on skills today. So great find there. Appreciate it, Shirley. ZEK, what's going on? Fubo, let's take a look. So Fubo ended up kind of hanging in there. This is a tricky name right now. Double inside day. So low volume day today. So just, at this point now, just kind of see how it breaks out of the double inside day. See if we can get some momentum out one way or the other. Again, one of the possibilities we talked about here was this cup and handle type pattern. So it could be working on potentially a handle if it breaks down below the double inside day, and then if it comes back up, maybe it'll get a nice little push. Oh, look at that, kind of corresponds with earnings. So definitely want to keep an eye on there. DKNG, let's take a look. So DKNG, yeah, so nice pause day here on DKNG after breaking out of this major geometric line. So let's see if that can break to the upside. Let's take a look at Snow. Yeah, so Snow has some follow through, right? So 2 days ago we had the first green candle over the ADMA. We got some nice follow through yesterday. Gave a little bit more follow through today, but I'm not really a big fan of this upper shadow and red candle here off the 50-day moving average. So something to keep an eye on there. Tigre. Tiger, let's take a look here. So Tiger, yeah, wow, big push on that one. Doji sandwich up. This is what we were hoping Amazon was going to do today. But instead it ended up giving us the doji reversal. But a nice push on this one, a good break over the prior highs, and a nice continued movement on that. Great find on that one there. And Oxy. So again, a lot of these oil names getting really, really amping up right here. Just really burning the midnight oil, right? So a nice push here on Oxy today. Again, working on breaking out of this geometric level right here. So see how that goes. See if we can get some more upside on Oxy. I love it. Good stuff, ZK. Thank you. So Michael, yeah, so Sava is lava. I love it. On fire and fuego. So Sava was a pretty wild name here today. Now, take a look at it here after hours. Still continuing to go, guys. This is a big move, big push after hours. Supposedly, they're trading higher continued upward momentum. Yesterday's announced results of interim analysis on open label of stenamphylum. And but anyway, suppose it's a lead drug candidate for treatment for Alzheimer's disease. So again, lots of hope in that one. Let's see if that can continue to work its way up. Great find on that one. Sava is lava. I love it. iBio. Yeah. So let's take a look at this one here and see how it's going. So yeah, nice breakout candle on this one. Good move on that. Let's see how it's looking at doing anything after hours here. Yeah, still continuing to work up here. Again, a lot of these names, a lot of these biotech names looking pretty good. Hoff V. Let's say the Hoff. So let's take a look at this one here. Yeah, nice, a little bit up after hours. Good strong candle on that one here today as well. APPS. Let's take a look. Digital Turbine, right? So didn't we have earnings on this one here tonight? So wow, a big push up here today. We're gapping up to 73 right now. 73.95. So that's coming up right here. Keep an eye on APPS for a potential gap and go trade tomorrow. Great find on that one. Let's take a look at Play. So Dave & Buster's, let's see. So Dave & Buster's with a decent candle here today. Volume's a little bit blah. It's got some work to get above. It's got an old level right here. Prior support right here, right, showing as resistance. So again, a nice strong push over there could be very, very interesting for Play. So keep an eye on that too. MViz, let's take a look. Microvision. Yeah, big push on that one here today too, guys. Just an incredible move, right? Got a nice little cup pattern right here. Got really, really tight at the ADB, and then boom, explosive move to the upside on one of these wild names. I love it. Good find on that one too. AVXL, let's take a look. Up a little bit after hours too. And I know so many movers to keep up with. It is tough, but here's another wild one too. Incredible movement. And up $6 after hours on this one. Just amazing. Good stuff. Great finds, Michael. I always appreciate it. Let's see. Ryan, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, let's take a look at GM. So GM ended up finishing up 2-3% today. So again, nice push here. Again, kind of working on a nice little move. Got really, really tight here at the ADMA, starting to work its way up a little bit. So good stuff there as they're making waves to get into the 100% electric vehicle sector by a certain time frame there. Mankind, Wayne, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, big push on this one here today. Incredible stuff. Up again after hours too. Just a really amazing move. Definitely keep an eye on this one. See if we can get some continued upside. Love it. Rita, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so Amazon, absolutely. So Amazon down 67 points today after earnings. So big premium crusher, right? So had excellent earnings, but pretty much muted by the Jeff Bezos stepping down as the CEO, right? So we're looking for a doji sandwich on this one. We didn't quite get it. It pulled back. Now it gave us a bearish engulfing candle, but it is still holding the ADMA, right? So if we go back here, right, to our triangle breakout, we got over there with the doji sandwich yesterday. So what we're looking at, this is a 1-2 right off of the 618. So what could be happening is we might be working on a 1-2-1-2, and this thing could be really gearing up for a move. So who knows? Maybe they'll announce that they're going to do a stock split and it'll just start ripping. So something to keep an eye on there for sure. Ron, what's going on? Yeah, so Square, again, this might be moving a little bit in sympathy with PayPal. Had great earnings. It's up a little bit after hours here, so definitely one to keep an eye on the radar here as well. See if it can get some continued upside on that one. And NVAX, let's take a look. So NVAX, let's see. A lot of these biotech names have just been so strong recently. And a big push up here on this one. It's up a little bit after hours as well. Let's see if we can get some follow through again over today's highs. Could continue to see that momentum continue. So good stuff. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it. Michael, so Ford might squeeze him for earnings. I know. How about all these old school car names just acting like they're Tesla these days? But really, really impressive stuff right here on Ford. Nice inside day, attempted push to the upside. And again, lots of good news coming out with these companies, trying to work in electric vehicle in the electric vehicle space and, changing some things around. So let's see how it goes right here. A little bit tricky. Let's see if we push over today's highs and like you said, make a nice little move into earnings, which is tomorrow after the close. So yeah, so look for a last minute squeeze. Oh yeah, penny spreads are the best. I can't stand it when I look at a chart. Like if I look at something like Melly and they've got like $10 spreads on the options, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Creighton, what's going on? Good to see you. ALGN, I love it. So let's take a look. So who would have thought? So let's see, ALGN with a nice push here. Let's take a look here. Woo! Up another 50 points. Look for a potential gap and go on this one tomorrow on the Smile Company. You gotta love it. Good find there. TTD. Let's take a look. TTD, let's see. So TTD with an upper shadow here off of the 50-day moving average. So a little bit of caution off of that one going into tomorrow. Let's take a look. JMIA, again, gave us a nice gap up the other day. It started to push a little bit inside day here today. So let's see how it handles those levels going into tomorrow. And then MSTR. MicroStrategy. So look at this thing. Wow, MicroStrategy up $53 today. Look at that, up to $753. This thing not too long ago was like $100. Now it's $700. Incredible stuff. You gotta love it. So it's a nice push there too. FLGT is another popular one. Let's take a look up here. Up $13 here today, but still ended up finishing with an inside day. So see how those levels hold. Let's take a look at ZI. So ZI with a good push right there on Zoom Info. APPN. Maybe making a little bit of move on APPS, but another strong push here today off of yesterday's lows, right over the 80 MA. So you can see how this all kind of trended together with the market here today. Grug, a little bit of a chat, a little bit of a tweet from Kramer today saying this is not a cannabis play. I can't remember which one he said. The other one's a cannabis. Anyway, so it didn't really care. It's still pushing its way up. Looking really good there on Grug. And then D-Dog, let's take a look. D-Dog, nice push here above the of the old geometric line, but really, it stinks because it's kind of like right there now, right? So see if we can get a push above those levels. So that D-Dog can be a little bit tricky. Dada, let's take a look. Yeah, nice pause candle right there. Let's see if that can, do a little bit of a doji sandwich on that one too. Chewy, speaking of the dog names on that one. Chewy gave a great push here today. It's still working on that kind of miniature bullfight, but what a big push intraday on Chewy. You gotta love it. So that gave a big move there. It's still kind of chopping around here though on the in that bull flag. So good stuff there. CELH. Let's take a look. CELH. Yeah. So nice push there. It's back over the 80 MA, so that's always a good thing. MGNI. Yeah, MGNI, nice pause candle right there too. Tagged a fresh high on that one. See if we can push above there. Maybe get a little momentum off of it. So good find there as well. Great stuff. Thanks, Creighton. I really appreciate it. Shaquille, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at Walmart. Looking pretty interesting going into tomorrow. Got really tight here today. Really kind of choppy range. So it looks like inside day. A little bit sketchy here below the 80 MA, but a push above that inside day and over the 80 MA could get it going again. Like I said, look at that chop on this one today. So that type of contraction could turn to expansion. We just have to see which way it breaks off of this inside day range. NVIDIA, again, big upper shadow here today off of the... what was it, the 50-day? No, off the top of the triangle on this one, yeah. So a big shooting star candle off of this one with increased volume. So we're still a little bit cautious right at the cloud. A breakdown below there could see a little more downside, but it's tough here. It's struggling to break out of that triangle here still. And then Apple, yeah, good point on Apple right here, up 3 points after hours on the same old news, but apparently, according to CNBC, they have multiple sources that are confirming that they're going to be working with Hyundai and Kia for their autonomous vehicle driving. So, of all the car companies, right, the big Hyundai and Kia, they couldn't have picked like Ford or GM or something like that. But anyway, so it's we'll see how that goes. We'll see. It gave a nice pop on that not too long ago. I believe it was back here. Where it gave a nice gap up on that news after hours and got a little bit of follow through. So it's kind of like the same news. So let's see how that goes going into tomorrow. So very good stuff there. Sean, what's going on? Going to see you. Let's take a look at Zoom. Yeah, so Zoom is still just kind of grinding right here. It's you had this impulsive wave up. This could be sort of an ABC. Maybe it's trying to make a little 1-2 right here. Let's see if we can kind of get some volume and pierce into this daily cloud for it to kind of get going again on Zoom. Let's take a look at T. Zoom is acting like the Zoom from like 2 years, a year and a half ago. So, but again, it's still sensitive to stay-at-home type stuff. T with the double inside day below the ADMA, so that's definitely something to keep an eye on here too, Sean. Really appreciate it. Good stuff. So, Taranpreet Singh, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, let's take a look at Band and see how it's looking here. I was just scanning ahead at some of the notes there. I was going to remake the Pinto. I love it. So yeah, so Band's actually looking like a classic cup and handle pattern right here. Watch for an inside day breakout there to get over that geometric line. Real nice find on that one too. Let's take a look at Neo. So Neo with a good reversal here today. Again, after looking pretty bearish right here and this possible ABC correction, right? It did push up today. It gave some good long opportunities intraday, right? So it was looking weak at the open. It's like, just kidding, right? Working its way back up. So let's see. I like how it's back over the ADMA with increased volume. So good stuff there. And then PLTR, let's take a look. Yeah, PLTR again, a little bit blah right there, right? So it could still be working on a little A wave down, then look for A, B, C. I mean, don't get us wrong, guys. I mean, we had a nice candle, nice triangle right here, and it did give a good breakout to the upside. There's no question about it. The real question is it going to get follow through? Or is it working on a larger A, B, C down? So we'll see. Right now, it's a little bit blah. So we got that going on there too. And then Qcom Earnings after hours on this one took a little bit of a tumble here after hours. It gave a bearish engulfing candle on the daily chart. Not saying that projects an earnings move, but it didn't help. So again, just down after earnings there. I think their earnings were actually pretty good, weren't they? Didn't they have like a beat or something? I think they beat, but just not looking too good right there. And then they were even talking about their income's going to go up and all that stuff. The algos just wanted it down for some reason. Anyway, this is what it is. We'll keep an eye on those levels tomorrow morning and see if they try to buy the dip off of it. Maybe they just want it cheaper. So anyway, possible bull flag here on TDOC. So nice. Let's see inside day. See if we can break out of those levels and get out of this little bull flag right here. Good stuff. Really appreciate it. Tracy, what's going on? Good evening. Let's take a look at Woof. Yeah, we already looked at D-Dog and Chewy. We may as well look at Woof. Let's see how that's going right here. So, just kind of grindy, right? Kind of grindy downside action. We got these levels right here. This is reminding me a lot of Dash, right? So remember when Dash had their IPO? It had this consistent down move right there, and then it just broke out of nowhere. So definitely keep an eye on that on Woof. Look for that breakout here, and it also did it with an inside day before the whole thing happened. So keep an eye on that on Woof. So good stuff there. Rich, what's going on? Yeah, Airbnb. Let's take a look. Yeah, so Airbnb, I mean, it just looks like this 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. It just looks like it's continuing to grind its way up. It gives some big moves intraday, so definitely want to continue to keep an eye right here. I mean, generally still bullish on it too. So Creighton, okay. Since Noah said it again today, so Fubo again, yeah, still again good push on this one here today. Let's take a look at it right here. We got a double inside days. Things really complex. We got the geometric line above. Again, I'm predicting potentially, not predicting, but I'm thinking we're gonna watch it to see if it does a cup. We'll see if it makes the handle right here before it decides to get going again. So good stuff. But it has been given some epic moves intraday. Yeah, absolutely. And the inside day, double inside day. You gotta love it. And then CRSR Mookie, what's going on? I hope you're doing great. Yeah, CRSR, another one. Michael actually pointed out to us here. Michael Phillips pointed this out here when it was rising up right here. It kind of looks a little bit like Airbnb, right? 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, right? And then just broke out of that channel and gave a big move up, and then it finally consolidated. So we're kind of in this big consolidated move right here. But we got a good breakout candle here today with increased volume. So let's see if it gets some follow through. Maybe try to work its way back up to that guy for a potential earnings run. So a good thing there, good find there too. So Michael, Apple's gonna remake the Pinto. I love it. I know it's exactly. It's like, what are they doing? Why don't just go with Daewoo? I mean, that was like the modern day Pinto like 15 years ago or 20 years ago. But anyway. I mean, seriously. I mean, Apple is known for like the highest quality products out there. I mean, why didn't they team up with like BMW or like? I mean, of all the anyway. This is what it is. So, Nin, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so Amazon again with the Nin. Yeah, we did a little bit of a discussion on Bank of America. It was our theme of the night. But Amazon here, bearish engulfing candle off of yesterday's doji. So our big caution was it was going to be a doji sandwich or a doji reversal, right? So folks got a little bit of a gap up here this morning, so that was good. But then a nasty pullback right there, just kind of crushing premium right now, which I'm not too upset about because it has been getting really, really expensive. So let's see if we can kind of chop around here for a little bit. I'm looking at a 1-2-1-2 potential on this one to really get out of that triangle on Amazon. So definitely something to keep an eye right there. And of course, Bank of America, we profiled this one tonight. Again, just intraday, just really, really good stuff. The whole theme of it, right, is that when we're looking for trades, especially if the market's really divergent like it was today, look for sector strength or weakness, right? And then look for names within that sector that are performing, right? And with a tailwind with that sector, right? So Bank of America is one of those ones today and really gave a nice push today. It's been really strong. We actually liked it here from the 50-day moving average. It gave a nice gap up and getting some good follow through on that. So how much follow through it's going to get at this point, I don't know. It's kind of lower volume, but it did give a nice opportunity intraday. So good stuff there. So good, Michael. Yeah, an AMC hodl. So what's going on with the AMC again? So AMC, oh my goodness. So again, big push up right here, back down inside day. So watch for a potential push above that inside day high if they want to start to take this thing up again. Again, it gave a nice little triangle here on the intraday for a good breakout to the upside. So that was good. Is the momentum going to continue on it or not? We have to see. So some good stuff there. And James, yeah, let's take a look at Open. Yeah, so Open, just kind of hanging in, up 20 cents here after hours. Again, you got a couple geometric lines here to contend with. We got above this prior geometric level, right? And so now we just basically, thanks to today's upper shadow, we have this to kind of look at. So looking okay, it's constructive, good volume right here over the 80 MA. So let's see if we can push above today's highs and get going over these levels and see if we can test the recent highs. So good stuff there. ZEK, we got another one, VLDR. Play off the Apple Hyundai news. Cool. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, LiDAR, exactly. This is a good one, too. Up $2 after hours on that news. It did it last time when Apple came out with that news, so good stuff there. And look at that, up nicely here after hours. So definitely want to keep an eye on as well. So good stuff, guys. Great chart request tonight. I love the questions and the participation. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. If you're new here, definitely be sure to click subscribe on YouTube and hit the notification button. And whether you're new here or not, please hit the like button. It goes a long way. We really appreciate it. I'd like to go back, and every time I see the likes, it's like, oh, okay, great. That's awesome. So really appreciate it, guys. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see everybody bright and early for the Bubble Report for Bubble Report members. And, of course, in the streams for Elite Access members. Oh, Sumit, what's going on? You got Square. We reviewed that one a little bit earlier, but Square with a kind of a pause day here, but it looks like it's up here with the PayPal news and Alcoa. Let's take a look at this one and see how it's behaving right here. So Alcoa kind of hanging in here, nice candle, good volume here back over the 80 MA, so it could be trying to work its way up maybe to the top of the cloud 50-day moving average. So we got that going on there too. So Mustafa, how do you play the setups that run pre-market or after hours? So a lot of, depending if there's news on it, right? So what we do is we look for the 15 orb setups. So we'll look and see how it handles in the first 15 minutes of the day and see if we can catch a breakout or a retrace to those levels. So that's one way to do it. Other things we do too, we look at the pre-market levels and the after hours levels, see if we can break above it. We look at the daily chart, see if we gap, so we can get a gap and go. Right, it just all depends on the scenario. And like we said, like we talked about earlier, the sectors, right? So that's a kind of a big deal too. See if we get any sector strength. So good stuff. All right, awesome. Yeah, so great. So again, like I said, guys, we'll see you guys bright and early for the Bubble Report in the morning for Bubble Report subscribers. See you guys in the streams for Elite Access members. And even if you're not a member of the group, we'll still see you guys bright and early here on YouTube and in Twitter for the Good Morning Market Prep video. And really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hope everybody has an awesome night. And until then, stay healthy out there and remember your risk first. And